Morning. So God reveals his name to Moses. He says, who shall I tell them sent you? Who should I say that you are? And he says, I am who am, which is kind of a nebulous name if you think about it, but also at the same time it's just saying, I'm the one. I've been here forever. I'm everything. And so this name becomes so revered, of course, that the Jews still to this day don't speak that name, but they refer to rather as the name or Adonai, right, the Lord. And so then Jesus, of course, as he's revealing himself, and he quotes Moses and he says, Moses this, and they said, "What? You're like a kid. How do you know what Moses is?" And he says, "Before Moses was, I am." And of course, the Pharisees get all upset. They rend their garments. They say that's blasphemy because he just claimed to be God. Well, turns out he is God, of course, and we know kind of how that goes. And then in the gospel passage, Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who labor and are burdened, and I will give you rest." But he says, "Take my yoke upon you and learn from me. You will find rest for yourselves, for my yoke is easy and my burden light." Now, the words yoke and burden still imply a little bit of difficulty. So a yoke still is something heavy that goes around one's shoulders. A burden is still something that weighs us down. But he says, but it's easy and light. And of course, the cross is that yoke. The cross is that burden. And it's light because he's already carried it. Because he's already, I don't want to say paved the way because that would sound like I'm trying to raise money. But he's already shown us how. He's shown us how to carry that yoke, how to carry that burden. Because from revealing himself to us, starting all the way back with Abraham and then to Moses, giving us his name, and all throughout the prophets, and then finally in the person of Christ revealing himself to us, he shows that he is among us, and that he has gone before us, and that he has done what he asks us to do, and that he assists us in doing it as well. And so, yes, there is still a yoke. Yes, there is still a burden. That's part of life. But he says, my way is going to be the easiest way. It may seem difficult at first. It may be difficult at times. But in reality, it's the easiest way. If you stay true to me, if you stay faithful to me, if you stay close to me, and whenever you start to stray, that's when that yoke and that burden gets heavier. And it's heavier as you have to come back. But once you're back, once you're on the proper way, it's easy, it's light. So let us trust in the Lord who revealed himself to us and who shows us the way to heaven.